Hi, students. Welcome back after spring break. I hope you had a very restful time. We are going now to start working on the essay for the second half of the class. I hope you all filled in the Google form that I sent you to reflect on the first part of the semester. I was really impressed with your peer review work. I want to thank you for really taking that on and helping each other with your writing. So we're off to essay writing now. So let's get started. So we are here, week 9, unbelievable, but here we are. So let's take a look. We're going to move into essay writing. We're going to go over an essay's purpose, structure, and genres. We're going to check out an example essay. We're going to talk about what parts we should write first and look at what's due this week. Now, in the live class, we'll actually be going over some of the problems you've had in grammar and structure, but we'll do that together. So let's go back in time. You had an hour to write a timed paragraph. What was your process? This is very important to just reflect a little bit. Did you brainstorm? Did you go to the internet? Did you outline or skip the outline? Did you edit and make a final version? So these are the things that you need to think about what you did and how you did it, because that is the way you write best under pressure. We will review common errors and other issues during the live class on Wednesday. So what is an essay? An essay is a formal piece of writing that is focused on one topic. Its length depends on the audience you are writing for. Here are some examples. If you apply to Harvard University, you would have to write a 1,500-word essay on your statement of purpose. If you apply to Penn State University, you would have to write 1,500 words or less. Chevening scholarship essays are 500 words each. However, there are multiple essays to write. The first response paper in first-year seminar at AUAF is a 1,000-word response to a specific literary text that will be in your first year when you get to the university. However, for the Academy 98, the length of an academic essay that we expect is 4 paragraphs, introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion, and approximately 700 to 750 words. Don't worry, in ADY 99, you will do more writing. So this is your first time doing an essay, so we're making it a little shorter. So let's take a look. This is what an essay structure looks like. We have our thesis statement. Now, remember in the paragraph, the first sentence was the topic. Well, in an essay, it's the last sentence of the first paragraph of the introduction. Then we have body paragraphs. You're only going to be required to do 2, but once you get to 99, you'll be doing 3. And then we have the conclusion where you restate the main ideas. So let's take a look at the length of sentences. The introduction paragraph will be 5 to 10 sentences long. We're going to talk about the hook and how to get that going. So the introduction paragraph, we're going to attract the reader's attention with a hook. And some of you already told me about the hook. We don't have a hook in a paragraph, but we do have a hook in the essay. And then you're going to introduce the reader to the topic with general to specific information about the topic. And then you're going to end with a thesis statement, which is like your topic sentence, which is the central focus writer's argument of the essay. Let's take a look at the body paragraphs, which would be 9 to 15 sentences each. Each body paragraph begins with a topic sentence that connects to the thesis statement. So you'll be doing, before you did 1 paragraph, now you'll be doing 2. Paragraphs are developed with supporting ideas and details, as we have learned before. The concluding sentences in the body isn't necessary because the concluding will come in the conclusion. It is good, though, to write a sentence that sort of closes the box. The conclusion is 5 to 6 sentences. You begin by restating the thesis statement, summarizing main supporting ideas of the essay, and end with a final remark or comment by the writer. So that's how an essay looks like. Let's take a look at an example, and we're going to read an essay together. I will read it to you, and then I will have you answer questions about the essay. And you're going to think about, what do you think the essay prompt was? Does this essay have all the parts of an essay? What are 2 new vocabulary words that you read? And what is one point that you enjoyed reading? So let's take a look at this example as I read it to you. So this is not as different as one would think. Despite the influence of globalization and commercialization, making our world feel like a much smaller place, countries in the world remain unique. One way in which countries differ from one another is location. But countries also are distinguished by size, culture, style of government, climate, and overall lifestyle. Although one can easily find differences among nations, it is the similarities that nations share which are more nuanced and meaningful. Although they are located in different hemispheres, the United States and Brazil share certain commonalities that may be surprising for people to discover. These distinctive countries are similar in 2 of the following ways. One important similarity is their vast size. Both Brazil and the United States are relatively large countries that take up a considerable area in both North and South America, respectively. To begin with, Brazil covers almost half of the South American continent. In fact, few Brazilians can say that they have traveled extensively within the country's borders. Because Brazil covers such a large geographic area, its weather varies greatly from one area to another. Some regions experience heavier rainfall than others simply due to the geographic differences in size, such a sizable country. Similar to Brazil, the United States presides over a significant portion of its North American continent. So most Americans have only visited a few of the 50 states. In addition, the United States has a wide range of climates. When the Northeast is experiencing snowstorms, cities like Miami, Florida, can have temperatures over 20 degrees Celsius. Another similarity between Brazil and the United States is the diversity of ethnic groups. Due to its geographical significance, Brazil was colonized by Europeans. Its culture, as a result, has been greatly influenced by this fact. Accordingly, it is reported that almost half of the current population has roots from their European ancestry. Encyclopedia Britannica 2022. Conversely, the identity of the Brazilian people is not only a product of Western civilization. Brazil is a melting pot of many ethnic groups that immigrated there and mixed with the indigenous people. Similarly, the United States has a similar shared history of colonization and diversity. Prior to the European colonizers of the 15th century, the indigenous North Americans, often referred to as Native Americans, were a diverse group of tribes that lived all over the vast country. After the European colonization and subsequent establishment of the United States, the country has become known for its diversity, with the population representing people from Africa, the Mediterranean, Asia, and South America. The mixture of cultures and customs has worked to form ethnically rich cultures in both countries. In sum, although Brazil and the United States are unique countries, there are remarkable similarities in their size and ethnic diversity. Though both are located on separate continents, they both share the attribute of being quite large in scale and possess a range of climates within its border. At the same time, both states have a rich diversity among their people, in part due to a diverse indigenous population and the influence of modern colonization. Apart from the traits mentioned above, both countries do share a number of other similarities that ought to be further reviewed in the future. Finally, there is an important value of investigating one's own culture in order to identify the similarities across others that ought to be applied more in our daily practices in order to build stronger common understanding. And because I had that quote up here, right here, this was a fact that I took from the Encyclopedia Britannica, I referenced it down here. So that's an example of a very nicely written essay. So again, I'm going to ask you to answer the questions. What do you think the essay prompt was? If you need, you can review the video back to read the essay again. Does this essay have all the parts of an essay? What are 2 new vocabulary words that you read? What is one point that you enjoyed reading? So go ahead and answer those questions. Let's take a look at some essay genres. There are different types of academic essays that can be written, which include narrative, telling a story, descriptive, painting a picture. That is what we did in ADY 098 at the paragraph level. Argumentative, convincing your reader. You'll be doing that next semester in ADY 099. Expository, explaining the facts. Cause and effect, or problem and solution. Compare and contrast, identifying similarities and or differences. You'll be writing one of that in ADY 099. Chronological, describe a historical event or a process. And opinion, which is what we're going to be doing in this class, explaining your stance. And that is what we are going to be doing in this class. So explaining your opinion is the type of essay we'll be working on. And once again, just as we did with the paragraph, we're going to take you through step by step so that when you get ready to write your essay, you're prepared. So let's talk about this. Which part do you write first? The introduction, the body, or the conclusion? For me, I actually do write an outline first, and I always start with the body. Like, I look at the prompt very carefully, and then I decide how am I going to organize that prompt? And what are my main points going to be in my body? And because we're only doing 2 paragraphs, you only need to have 2 main points. So that's the part I write first. Which part do you write first? So then let's take a look. We've been going through the writing process, and I think we went through this together, where you choose a topic or you analyze a topic. Generally, we give you the topic. Then we do some brainstorming on what things you could write about. Then you did your outline, and then you write your first draft. And then we did the peer feedback, which I'm really pleased how well that went. And you get feedback. You can get it from the Writing Center. You can get it from me. You can get it from another student. After you get the feedback, you reread, rethink, and you revise, and then you write your final draft. So the question I have for you, which part for you is the hardest and why? Which part for you is the hardest and why? So what is due this week? We have 3 assignments that are due. In order for you to get full attendance this week, you must do all these 3 assignments by the due dates and watch the recorded class and, of course, attend the live class. So the first thing we have here is a discussion, analyzing an essay prompt and brainstorming relevant ideas. This is due, your first discussion is due by March 28th at 11:59 p.m. This is because you have to comment on other people's work. And so the comments are due Saturday, April 1st by just about midnight, 11:59 p.m. So you write your post based on the prompt, and then you are going to read everybody else's points after March 28th, March 29th probably, and you're going to make 2 comments. And that will all be due by April 1st. Everything else will be due Sunday at 8:30 like usual. We will have a reverse essay outline assignment where you'll take an essay and you'll outline it. And then we're going to have an activity on identifying cohesion in an essay. And cohesion is the glue that holds your essay together. So those are the things that are due this week. And I look forward to seeing your work and seeing you in the live class. So everybody, I can't wait for this second half and to read your essays when they're written at the end. I hope you have enjoyed your spring break. I hope you're feeling a bit refreshed, and I'm really happy to see you back again. Bye now.